July 2009. As I came out of the airport and into the streets, guiding you through these places I've shown you and will show you in this little video, I noticed, and maybe you will notice it too, that people are losing it. I've been saying that to Project Camelot in 2006, that the first signs that we will see on the streets, in our surroundings, in businesses, in transactions, is that people are not concentrating, they are not focusing, and so you have to be careful. The danger, as I have explained many times, is not the system, and you're not to cooperate with the system, but you're also not to engage it. And the best is not to fight it, and simply not to cooperate. But your actual danger lies in the people who pay no attention in traffic, who drive mindlessly, who walk into the road in front of your car. So you have to be very aware from the moment you get up until we go to sleep, and then your work begins again as you fall asleep. This is a short paragraph from my time travel resonator brochure, where I show the resonators in simple stills, in photos. Working on the premise that spirit is an interdimensional time traveler, that the human consciousness is designed to time travel, how does the apprentice carry this into their daily lives? The key to activating the awareness of time travel ability lies in imagination. People on Earth over the past thousands of years have used imagination to strengthen the illusion of restriction. The human brain has become conditioned to imagine only what is possible and to fear the impossible. So this little presentation is about precisely the fact that during the next few years, 2010 to 12 to 14, during the time when Uranus makes the 90-degree angle to Pluto in Capricorn, when all these structures, society, university, teaching, economy, governments, etc. are falling apart, you have to begin to really focus in on your imagination and do that which you knew as a kid when you had your vision intact that you're supposed to do. This is what this is going to be about when we watch together this video, where you will see nature interacting with the invisible forces of which my book Light Seeds talks a great deal. And again, I would like to remind you that you're well advised to go onto the website halfpasthuman.com by Cliff High and download his reports, which are based on linguistics, in which he gets an angle into the future from month to month, from year to year, and I use another method as astrologer, and oddly enough, Cliff High and I came to very similar results in seeing what the future is. Having said that, you have to remember, however, that each viewing of the future can potentially change the outcome. This is the premise of my book, and it should be the premise of the way in which you work when you go through your day. Anytime you view the next steps, be aware that you can change the outcome of what you see is coming. Okay? We're expecting the economy actually to crash in the early days of November of 2009. This process will take about 2 years to sink in. The dollar is dying, that is a fact. The BRIC countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, have made agreements to take over and create a new basket of currencies. So we're going into a whole new reality in which we have to be the ones prepared to take responsibility for us and create our own microeconomies and go after new sciences, new developments, do what we were sent in onto this planet to do. Light Seeds, the book that came out a year ago, that a lot of people are taking now some advice from, was written via guidance. I'm not a channeler, and I'm not psychic, I'm none of these things. I am, however, in touch with a higher intelligence that is not of this world.
In the last report, their assessment was simply, they definitely have a way to cloak their online presence in a manner that makes it appear to us as if they do not exist. It has to be some kind of a joke. But then again, maybe not. Much later, our people were able to identify September 2137 as the source of the incoming quantum reality contact. We named it QRC2137. It had suggested in their earliest communications with our researchers that particles never die, they simply shift from one form to the next. We live in a multidimensional universe that knows of no death. We, it, everything simply transforms, shifts, and rearranges itself. There is no death, life is eternal, and death is an illusion. The book deals with the origin of mankind, our cosmology, where I think we came from, our most probable futures on this planet, and it deals with many aspects of how we're going to go through the next 40-50 years. So Zen-of-Stars is the story basically of a time portal and of the Master of the Light, who is a sort of a light being, and we're here in the castle, Chillon Castle by the Lake of Geneva, which is where the novel, the book, actually begins and ends in several dimensions. Okay. I use the term earth changes because that's the word everyone has agreed to call it. But I say, first of all, you know what's happening outside in the real reality is going to be less important. Let me make this really clear. In my book it's very clear. What is the 3D, the physical world, politics, society, economics, quakes, weather changes, all that, that's what I call the outside world. That is less important than the inside world.